What's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Game Like Will, man, back with another video. Listen, man, I got this bright light right here, man. This is whatever, man. But listen, man, life is better when no one knows what you're up to, right? Nobody knows what the hell you're doing. Nobody knows what you're doing. And guess what? Rightfully so. It's none of their business. You understand what I'm saying? It's something about being alone where you have this chemistry, this autonomy, where you are who you are and no one's going to do shit about it. You understand what I'm saying? Many people grew up in neighborhoods, cities, towns, family, dysfunctional families where, lopsided families where, these people opinion matter and these people opinion don't matter. And the truth of the matter is neither person matters. See, true adulthood and true growth comes from self exploration, right? It's not even about being brave. It's not about none of this hype shit, none of this stuff that people say. It's not about being brave. It's not about being bold. It's not about, none of this. I'm not saying, but look, being brave and being bold are consequences of the journey. So I'm not brave before I walk into the wilderness. It's when I get in the wilderness that I develop these attributes, right? That's where the game is played, right? So I was watching this interview with this throwback interview that I seen when I was younger of Lil Wayne talking about repetition. And he just, he was nailing us like, yo, repetition, repetition. Everything you want is repetition. And that's facts. Like, if you don't think so, that's just because, again, you have not lived your best life. That's basically what it is, right? You have not lived your best life, right? This YouTube channel, everything I post is not hitting. You know what I'm saying? Some shit take weeks to start accumulating views. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is a lesson within itself. Like, yo, you could post something and you can literally think that, like, okay, because everybody think when they post something, they gotta blow up overnight or that next day or that same day. Yeah. But 98% of your favorite YouTubers, they was grinding and you ain't even know who they was, and they had to keep grinding. And like I said, um, integrity, of course, is a piece of the pie because integrity means that you know, win, lose, whatever the weather is, whatever the season is, I'm gonna do this video and I'm gonna just post it and let it marinate, right? And it's the let it marinate part that I really want to harp on. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of things like that in life, man. Even with dating, I talk about dating all the time, and women is the same fucking thing, man. It's like you would think that women care about this or they care about that, or it's the things that you can visually see, but it's a lot of shit that you can't see. um I don't want to talk about a conversation I'm having on the back end with somebody, but I was just telling bro, like, yo, it's really things like in this game with women that I noticed, like you don't always have all the answers as a man. Even as a man, we don't got all the answers, but we can get the answers by knowing the game. Now I'm gonna say that again. We as men, we're far from perfect. We're not AI, not yet. We're not AI, so we don't know, right? But through repetition and through what, keep talking to more and more women every week. And remember, this journey is a personal journey. This is my life. Like, it took me a while to develop my life because the way we're raised in America, it's like, you basically in the neighborhood, you're playing basketball or, you're doing what your friends are doing. You're doing what your fam, like what you see. But then it's like you sacrifice these things that are really brilliant to follow instead of smart to follow. And then only to turn 30 or 25 to realize, damn, I've been living my life wrong. You understand what I'm saying? I'd rather learn now than to learn at 40, 50 though. You dig what I'm saying? But if you 40, 50 watching this video, learn from me and subscribe right now But it's your boy GLW, man. Game like Will, man. Get attuned to the channel. But I'm just saying, man, the game is priceless, right? Like I said about walking through the woods, you can't put a price on a man walking through some woods, right? That's free. That's nature. God gave us that ability, right? And shout out to AI, because as much as I'm kind of nervous about the robots and shit, I'm not really worried, because it's so many things that I'm seeing that's just so useful and beautiful. Like if back in the day they would have told us that MySpace was going to be a thing, I'd be like, what the fuck is that? And then when they created that, if they would have told us that you're gonna have iPhones and a car could drive itself, it just it's like you're always gonna feel like, what's this new kid on the block type shit. But when you really get that iPhone in your hand, you're like, man, I can't live without my iPhone. I need this shit, right? So that's kind of how my mind works, man. And that's another thing I want to preach, man. Learn how to adapt, bro. Adaptation, bro. It's people way older than us that's making money off of shit that people our age ain't even making no money off of, because they hustlers, right? And what being a hustler is to be flexible, right? That's the real flex. That's what I was going to name this video, right? Being flexible is the real flex, because I lived a big portion of my life just being rigid, right? Being stuck in the box, right? You know, like getting women ain't even thinking you that nigga all the time either, like, or thinking you that guy. Let me use that term. Like a lot of getting women is about not thinking you that guy. Like real men don't walk around always thinking they that guy. Like, because there's a certain, remember, flexibility is the real flex. So what really I think is real masculine is when you could go into a fancy restaurant and adapt. And then you could go into the streets, the roughest neighborhoods, and you can adapt. You know, just like a real man, like a fireman or anybody, bro, they don't basically, they got range to go anywhere and still be who they are, basically. And that's kind of like the energy for real. And um that's consistency of character, you know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. Like a lot of people, because they prioritize friends growing up and hung out and did all this smoking weed and all that dumb shit, they never grew. And see, you either gonna redemption that growth or you're gonna leave it there and just call it quits. Like, you know what I'm saying? So subscribe to this channel if you with me to this point and you locked in. Matter of fact, drop a comment down below. Drop them controllers, them game controllers, drop them diamonds, whatever you need to drop, you know what I'm saying? But just know, listen, when it all boiled down, bro, it's gonna be consistency of character. When it all boiled down, when you're getting these women and you're going out on these dates, and no matter how far down the timeline you go, like the people I see, the men that I see that carry like long relationships with like good healthy women, they're strong minded and they're consistent. So like, and I'm gonna end it on this last chapter, which is environment, because I always got to talk about that real quick. You got your inner environment and you got your outer environment. The outer affects the inner and the inner affects the outer. So basically, peep this. You are what you eat and you are your environment. So that's why when y'all see somebody get money, they start looking different. They start talking different, walking different, getting more women, getting more money, getting new cars, getting new iPhones, getting new this, getting new that. And then when they adapt to that lifestyle, they basically become comfortable with that type of treatment. You understand what I'm saying? So you're going to grow to the size of your environment. You know what I'm saying? You're going to either get better or you're going to stay the same or get worse. And that's what a lot of people, man, they don't really resonate with that idea, because it's like, damn, even though that makes 100% sense, I've been in the same position all my life. So even though I could listen and hear that shit, it's like I'm not about to do anything about it, because I've been living this long. I think I'm gonna live another 30 years type shit, 40 years type shit. But it ain't until people go through something traumatic to where they really want to make that move. They really want to get that fire in them, or they really want to get that dog in them where they really start doing what they got to do. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, man. All of this stuff, your inner environment is what I always talk about. Your emotions, emotional mastery, and whatever you eat and don't eat. So fasting and things like that. But a woman ain't gonna leave no man who master his emotions. I don't care what nobody say. Like that's the number one thing, man. If you master them fucking emotions, it's over with. A woman ain't going nowhere. Even when bro, it be times where I meet a woman on the first day, like in the mall, first day, talk to her. Because my emotions is in check and because I got that emotional flexibility, meaning like no matter what she says, she not throwing me off my square. Like it's a wrap. It's like an alligator already got the food in their mouth. Like you not going nowhere. Like you see what I'm saying? Like so everything is energy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that even when I'm in that mode, a lot of women don't fall out because here's the thing: a lot of women ain't for me. I'm not for a lot of women, so it's really just boiled down to that at that point. So it's fair game at that point. I really just let you go because I really don't. Hey, listen, where I'm headed, I don't even need no company. You feel me on some real shit. But I'm just saying, like, hey, if you was smart, you would play your part. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. If you was smart, you would play that part. But a lot of women ain't, they young minded, 18 and up, 25. I'm 29, you know what I'm saying? So like I remember my big bro told me I needed an older chick back when I was like what, 20. You know what I'm saying? He told me my big bro told me that a minute ago. Like, you gotta stop dealing with these young bros. And I heard him, but I'm like, man, call my girl no broad, nigga. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just playing. But like I was just a simpleton, young and dumb and full of cum back then. So now, but what I'm saying is that, man, listen, like life is just weird, bro. We on timelines, bro. Like someone could tell you something back then, and then, like I said, you heard them. Like I just said this shit. I know y'all just heard me say this shit. You hear somebody say something, it makes perfect sense, but because you're not ready to receive that message, that shit ain't gonna work. On some real shit, it's not gonna work. Cause then you got too many things going on. You got your own inner voice, and you got people outside of you saying one thing and another thing. And then you got that girl who's trying to get crushed. So now you got like four different people thinking four different things. And you're going to listen to you 90% of the time. Like, I'm a leader. I'm a Leo, bro. I'm always listening to me. So, like, that's why my life has been full of hell, because I had to really see it get ugly before it get beautiful, because I'm the type person, I got to see shit, right? But I did learn a lesson when I was younger. My bro told me, somebody told him that a wise man could learn from another man's mistakes. Now, I never agreed with that because I always felt like, man, life is too fun for me to do that. Like I'm outside, bro. Life is too fun for me to do that. But guess what? Now that I'm pushing 30, I really see that sometimes, or 50% of the time at least, you do gotta be able to see, what I would say is the lay of the land. Like you can't watch another man and shit like that, cause like that'd be retarded in a sense. But like, cause like you're sitting here watching him and you're not doing anything, and then when it's time to really be, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but what I'm saying is like, the more you play the game of life, you naturally have more situations that come into play, and then you naturally can see better. That's why, like, I'm a lifestyle coach slash dating coach, but I can't teach guys everything because it's only you gain your own intelligence in the field. So some shit is not even speakable because you gotta see it to believe it, type shit. And when you see it, you're like, oh shit, that's what. Okay, we naturally both see that type shit. And some shit can be a lot of stuff can be explained, but that does not mean that people are going to inherit that knowledge. You see what I'm saying? Like me with this YouTube shit, like I watched millions of videos when I first started. Like, couldn't nobody tell me how to do shit because everything I watched millions of videos. So I watch a little bit of this, I get bored, turn that off, watch some of this, and then even when I make it all the way through the video, I'm not trying to hear that shit because again, you're pulled in so many different directions. You got your own mind and the way you see YouTube and how you fell in love with the vision of what it is versus seeing it as a business versus seeing it as anything else that might be possibly able to see it as, right? And even with women, a lot of y'all, again, raised by mom, y'all see women a specific type of spotlight. So y'all could never imagine women being like snakes. Like how, like if you sit back and understand that women nature is really like snakes, you'll literally say, okay, damn, I don't need to fuck every woman. You literally say that. And then 5 minutes later or an hour later, you're gonna go right back to the nigga you was. Come on. Can I get an amen? I'm telling you, you're gonna go right back to that guy because you have to restructure the neurology inside of you. You have to literally be you have to literally play the game of life and go through certain phases and then get to that point where that shit no longer is even quite like you're like nigga, even if I want to smash, I'm saying no to that type of woman. So it's dimensions and levels to knowledge that you do not have your hands on. So you should be afraid. I don't know who I'm talking to right now. I'm just talking to a fucking camera. But you should be very fucking afraid. Now the reason you shouldn't be afraid is because I'm not gonna say God is real because everybody got their own belief, but there is some type of thing I believe protecting certain people. So where even if you're stupid or they say God protect the fools and the women type shit. I do believe in that because it's obviously, you know, after all we've been through, certain people still, are here. But what I'm saying is like I'm somewhere in between fear and no fear, if you get what I'm saying. Like, this is why I'm talking to somebody because people, if you're full of fear, you won't do shit. But if you don't got no fear, you're going to do a lot of dumb shit, which could land you in a place where you can't do shit at all. But if you're on that balance of like, I'm taking risks, not all of them is calculated, but a lot of them is calculated. But I'm just progressing. What's the word? I was watching a video. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. Watching the video, someone said, "Man, progress over perfection. I can't be perfect. I wasn't born perfect. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Who's watching this is you're not perfect. Like, but the progress is this is different, but it's the same. So when you value progress over perfection, it changes the dynamic. It changes the dynamic, right? Excuse me. Once the dynamic is changed, I don't give a fuck. Not because I'm crazy, lunatic, this or that. It's just you mad you can't control me no more because you see that it's power. It's great power in not giving a fuck. It's too much power in not giving a fuck. You could put the most powerful man in the room with someone who don't give a fuck, and that most powerful man is not gonna be powerful. Not saying he can't still do whatever he's gonna do, but he's not in control. So what I'm saying is that change and evolution is in the hands of the progress, not the perfection. Because perfection ain't even really valuable if you think about it. America's not perfect. Kings and emperors are not perfect. Humans are not perfect. Ain't nothing perfect. And the more you try to be perfect, the more it's gonna I'm not saying it's gonna fuck shit up, but it's going to make shit not be as um it's gonna slow shit down. That's what it's gonna do. That's what it's really gonna do. I ain't saying it's gonna fuck shit up, but because being perfect could fuck shit up. You know what I'm saying? Um, because being perfect is a lie to start off with. You're already starting in a lie, in an illusion, and in oh, I need to be perfect because this person can crush me with their opinion. You get what I'm saying? So when you're trying to be perfect, you're doing a lot of disrespectful shit to yourself, right? Because like, see, and parents put it on their kids. They make their parents, oh, tuck your shirt in. You got to do this. Get a haircut. Ain't no girl gonna want no guy to act like this. You know, my mom tried to hit me with that shit 50 million times. I'm like, man, you must not know who I am. Like, you feel me? I got to the point I just start talking shit back. Like, cause at some point you gotta defend yourself. Like, people gonna try to make you think like them. You're a woman, I understand that, but I'm a guy and you don't understand that because the shit that I think is not the shit that you think. Now, if I keep buying into everything you say all the time, that's gonna make me a beta male. They don't understand that. They don't care. Oh, I don't care. I wish a guy buy me some flowers. Cause then he's putting all the power in on me. I'm not saying women shouldn't have no power. I'm saying that if if God didn't make it balanced, then I don't know what he made it. You know, it's balanced. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? So it's like if you listen to your opponent or your opposition or whatever it is on the other side, women are ops to men because they're opposite of men. We are not the same. Then you're fucked because you abandoned your own thoughts, sacrificing them for the person across from you thoughts, telling you that, oh, you should wear your hair like this and you should look. Man, what? I get way more women without. I don't even need none of that. I don't need none of that. And then it's worse. It gets worse because it ain't even about them being wrong because it's true. If you go get a haircut or you do these things and tidy up, more women are gonna give you cat eyes. That's true on the front, on the forefront. It's about the down the line damage. Because you took that bitch ass step that your mom told you to take or whoever told you to take, and you ain't in your heart, you ain't feel like doing that shit. It's a lot of consequences that come down the line for just little shit, like just listening to little shit, like bro, like if I would have listened to people, I wouldn't be doing YouTube right now. I'll be doing some Target type shit right now, or some, you know, just any type of little 9 to 5 job, which is cool, but it's not cool because that's literally why my life was bad to start with. Listening to people and not having no goal or no purpose. You know what I'm saying? Now I could say they could argue and they be like, "That's not my fault. You ain't know what your purpose was at 12 years old." Well, it's not really my fault either. You feel me? It's nobody's fault. I'm not gonna argue with somebody over something that's nobody's fault. But today, if I argue with you, it's my fault. So responsibility is masculinity. That's why a lot of women is more masculine than a lot of guys because they got the jobs. They're hired. You're fired. But now I feel like mad balance is coming to the planet. Like I ain't even gonna talk too much on Trump, but I honestly feel like he putting his foot down with shit. Somebody